Good afternoon. We have some rain in Texas as well as into the Northeast to show you in just a few minutes. But we want to begin this storm watch by talking about the tropics. And this storm watch is brought to you by GM. And as we look at the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, and the Atlantic, we have several features to show you. Some are coming into the central Atlantic Ocean, and these are weak, low-level pressure centers. And we'll look at those a little bit closer in just a few minutes. But here is the main story in through the Atlantic, and this is Tropical Storm Michael. It is several hundred miles just to the southwest of Bermuda, but it is continuing to gain a little bit of strength. Interesting, right now we're going to be watching to see where this will go. We do expect a cold front or a trough of low pressure to move off the east coast, and that will help to move the storm system northward, and eventually it could be affecting the Canadian Maritimes as we go out in time, and maybe even have a direct effect in through the island of Bermuda. But right now, from Cape Hatteras all the way to Cocoa Beach, we are seeing some higher surf as well as some rip currents. So if you're going to be swimming off the southeast coast, make sure you swim close to the lifeguard. Here is the information on Tropical Storm Michael. Now, this is from 11 o'clock this morning. We do expect another update coming up at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and the hurricane hunters have been out in the system right now, and they are indicating that it is very close, or maybe even a hurricane as we speak, with flight level winds right now at 72 knots, and the pressure has dropped to 988 millibars. So it is continuing to gain strength as it sits out here in the western Atlantic. And as you can see, we do have the center or an eye forming from this system, so we are going to continue to watch it as we go out in time. Meanwhile, right now in through the Caribbean, we are seeing an area of low pressure. Doesn't look like that one is going to be developing into anything. And as we look closer to the Lesser Antilles, this is that trough of low pressure, or that area of low pressure that isn't too strong at the center, so we do not anticipate this to develop into anything. It may even go just to the north of the Lesser Antilles or the Caribbean islands. Now, out in the Gulf of Mexico, we're enjoying clear skies, and it looks like it will be staying that way, and not anticipating anything tropical to develop in the Gulf. Meanwhile, we do have storms. We have some thunderstorms across the state of Texas and showers into the northeast, and we'll look at those areas in just a few minutes. But we begin by talking about a new hurricane in the western Atlantic. Let's find out how this is going to be affecting the United States by going to Dr. Steve Lyons.
Well, thanks, Jennifer. And right now we do have a new hurricane. It's out in the Atlantic, not affecting any land. We don't expect it to ever get close to the United States. So let me show you where it is. You can see the hurricane symbol there. That's Michael. We have a couple other cloud clusters out there showing no signs of development, and a rain area here heading toward the southern islands. Notice also the Gulf of Mexico is extremely quiet tonight, as well as the Caribbean. Let's look first at the latest statistics on Hurricane Michael as of 5 p.m., 30.2 north, 71 west. It's about 400 miles west-southwest of Bermuda, and that island is right in here, and that's probably going to be the closest approach to land. We expect it to go north and then take a more northeast track and accelerate off to the northeast, become extratropical cyclone within 48 hours and not become any stronger than it is right now as a Category 1, which is 75 miles per hour. It's currently moving north at 3, but we'll gradually see an acceleration to it, and you can see that northward motion here. I've sped up this loop so you can see the center moving to the north right along 71 west. And right now the radius of hurricane winds is very small, only about 25 miles, and it is primarily in this northeastern sector. So if you're in a boat, stay away from the northeast sector. That will get worse as the system accelerates in the northeast. Notice also all these westerly winds in here impinging on the west side. As a matter of fact, notice a flattening out here on the west side of the circulation. That's a clear indication that there's no way, at least at this intensity, that it can move to the west toward the United States, which is very good news. We'll continue to add, and if you're in Bermuda, pay attention. It's a little, you could have a lot of weather than we expect to right now. Currently, the impact will be waves along the east coast, which will be minor, primarily good waves for surfers and potentially dangerous for rip currents. Gulf of Mexico, quiet. Caribbean, very quiet tonight, a little cluster out in here. Eastern Atlantic, nothing going on out there either, and if you're heading toward the Mexican Riviera, it's wonderful weather there. So let's get back to the studio.
And thank you. We do have some showers.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here at Your Weather Today. It's 10 minutes before the top of the hour. I'm Heather Tesh.
And I'm Marshall Seas. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're going to have a trial briefing for us. Got some late on hurricane, and we'll give you